musicians and cool things and stuff. It's the Harley and Josh
On a bed in the Blue Cross in Ipswich. Not on our radio.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, mate.
Yeah.
I like how we sing our own intros when we're not live on the air.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like-
you're going to leave that in?
Oh,
Great.
totally going to leave it in. Why would I not?
I
I might
did this to
stretch it
myself.
so it's in time with the actual one. Cause
Good.
Yeah.
Stretch me.
We usually do sing along with it a little bit on the show, but have the faders down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, we're not... Who's that Radio 2 presenter that always just sings along to songs and it really infuriates me?
Mr. Annoying Man.
Yep.
That would be really bit. So, welcome to the Harley and Josh Show, ladies and gentlemen. Your music podcast by musicians. This week, we are going to be talking about all the amazing musical goings-on from Harley Cotton and myself, Josh Locke, that we've been doing for the past couple of weeks.
We are live. Well, not live. Well, we're alive.
We're alive. Good.
We're alive here
Good.
at the Blue Cross. They're having their open day and I'm on site to help because my sister works here.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, let's do a bit here and we'll use their facilities.
Yeah.
And
I pitched in helping out with the raffle tickets.
Yeah, you
so
did.
I helped. I feel.
Again, you were just the eye candy to draw people in.
No, I was doing the strip.
Oh, yeah. Panda strip. That's good value.
Panda strip.
Oh. Is that...
Shaven panda.
Does that go against some, animal cruelty, animal abuse?
I don't think we're allowed that in the Blue Cross.
No.
But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the news of a survey of over 3,000 smartphone owners found that people don't care about the headphone jack being missing.
Tech news.
Now, tech news, a little bit there, which I was... Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And also, we want to ask the question, should musicians be responsible for censorship?
Yeah, interesting story. Interesting question.
But I mean, we haven't got our jingle machine with us.
No, so
By
we'll
that
just
I mean
have to
Harry
pause.
Isaac Presley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got. Here's the jingle.
He
machine.
wants to make some jingles. You haven't listened to last week's show yet, but
I will.
He was saying he wants to make some jingles for us.
Good.
So that's...
Well, there we go. Here's the jingle machine.
Maybe we should get him to do the Elvis voice, redo the intro, but Elvis. I mean, let's get him.
So let's do the Harley. What'd you do last week? Please tell me.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. In lieu of Harry Isaac Presley.
So my week obviously started with hanging around with the amazing Harry Isaac Presley, a.k.a. Simon Goldsmith. That should have been the other way around, really. But it was really good. It was cool. It was a shame you weren't about, because we were saying afterwards we'd love to do an episode with him as well as us two, which would be great. But
I mean, we did that with Unity in Music, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That's it.
Back.
He's the original podcaster.
Yeah, that you did with.
I found out
I'm
that
more like his replacement.
yeah, kinda, yeah.
Sort of.
Your second fiddle.
Second fiddle, yeah.
Sloppy seconds.
Oh.
For those who I went to find the Unity Music page a little while ago, and it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
Because it used to be youtube.com/Unity in Music UK, and I don't know if that's still a thing.
Right.
I think I might have lost the hyperlink status, and now it's just a load of gobbledygook with something in the middle. But if you can find it, I think there were 4 episodes. One with you, me, and Simon. Were there 2? There might have been 2 with you, me, and Si.
It might have been.
I can't remember. And then one you, me, and Dan Dolman.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been that was all it.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
might have been everything we did. But anyway, they're really long, full length episodes talking about a specific thing.
Yeah.
To do with music industry. Yeah. So that's really interesting, and it was really cool to air thoughts to people in a nice long form.
Absolutely.
It was really
I
good.
enjoyed that. But so he's a nice, fun, interesting guy to talk to. So if you haven't heard last week's podcast, check it out, gentlemen and ladies.
Yeah. Kind of the rest of the week was fairly interesting. I didn't do a lot of music stuff throughout the week because I spent most of the time preparing for my best friend's wedding.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which was
the film. Yeah. You're just really looking forward to watching that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was great to have so many musicians in one room.
That's mad. Isn't it?
It was a very small wedding. There was only 20 people there overall.
Oh, cool.
And we stayed up very late doing lots of dancing.
Was there a band?
No.
Wow.
No, because he was we've got the wedding parties next week.
Right.
But he kind of wants... There was a thought about making a jam session, just having a kit set up and everyone can get up and play and jam some stuff out. But I think...
That's chaotic.
Yeah, so he wanted like so many musician friends. He just wanted them to have fun and do their own thing, and which was fair enough.
Yeah.
I had a
You get like bus driver's holiday sometimes.
yeah. Speaking of bus drivers, I did play bus driver on Saturday.
I told the bus driver I was in love with you. No, that's the witch doctor.
Yeah, that's a weird kind of trope. That
No idea.
no. So Saturday, I did 10 hours of driving.
Mate.
It was long
10.
because I had to drive back for the wedding from Lincoln to Ipswich.
Right, yeah, to Ipswich, right.
Then I kicked Raina out
Oh, that's mean.
because Raina was at the wedding.
Okay.
And then picked up some good friends at Crystal, Matt, Graver, and their mum, and a few other friends, and we went all the way down to London to see the new film premiere for The Madness and the Method, the new Jason Mewes film.
Oh, right. What's that?
So this is the Jason Mewes, it's his directing debut, and this was the premiere of the film in Leicester Square, Cineworld.
Right.
And it was really cool. Crystal was an extra in the film.
Oh, cool.
She was being Crystal.
Yes.
If you know her, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's great.
Stealing the show from the corner of the stage, corner of the screen, should I say? Yeah, it was really cool. We saw some kind of celebrities, and people were going like, "Recognise him from somewhere? Where do I recognise him from?" But it was really interesting to see how.
It was a Wikipedia night then.
Yeah. We were literally IMDbing like, he was in that. Oh, he was in that. You
It's
know.
a Google. Who's that bloke?
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, oh, cool. There's a guy called Mickey Gooch Jr. who was hilarious.
What a name.
Yeah, I know. He was. He's been in loads of different things as like side bits. I think this is like he's one of those people that has been in loads of films with lots of people, but never like a front.
Yeah,
part
the main
role.
guy.
And he was really funny. He introduced the show, the film, on behalf of Jay Mewes because he wasn't able to make it.
Right.
It was really interesting to see how kind of film premieres work, and you get a real insight into the movie industry,
Right.
and how close those things are. And
What, the music industry and the film industry, you mean?
yeah, like just like not as in close to each other, but how similar they work.
Right, yeah.
You've got a lot of mates helping mates out. It's nowhere near as official as it can seem on TV and like the way they make out. You know, there's a lot of friends helping friends out and
Giving them a lift.
Yeah, like, you know, staying around at someone's house and, you know, it was really interesting and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you ever get a chance to go to a film premiere of anything like that, go just for the...
Lols.
for the learning experience of how stuff like that work.
Yeah.
And there's a very funny story I'll tell about Mickey Gooch Jr. off the air because he said something very funny that was very un-PC, but had the entire theatre in fits of laughter.
Oh, good.
Before the film even started.
Great, that helps things.
And he wasn't even on mic. It was amazing. That was great. So I got home at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yum.
I was struggling. Went straight to bed. Got up. I got up much sooner than I thought because I had a gig with Oddball and the Shifty Twins at the Trinity Sports and Social Club for their big music open day thing. Which is a really cool event. Have you played it? Because it's been going for years, as long as I can remember.
I feel like I have at one point
probably
with some
have,
different bands. Yeah.
Maybe like a Stratospire thing or one of those events because they had loads of bands. Me, Oliver, and Dougal did a set. It was really cool because we haven't played together for a long time, and we were kind of like with the opening band. And people who have seen Oddball and Shifty Twins know we're a bit silly,
Tongue in cheek.
I know the name is very serious, so it doesn't always sound like that, but we are quite tongue-in-cheek and a bit, and we had a lot of fun with it, and we were like, well, do we need to kind of...
clarify this or
do we
something?
do we need to ease into that? And Dan was like, I think we should go straight in, just do our thing the way we do it, and we picked a song that was... that showed that off really well.
Right, what was the song?
Wishing Well.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Is it Free or Bad Company?
Oh, Free, I think.
Paul Rogers Band.
Yeah.
A Paul Rogers vehicle.
Yeah.
But we do silly things with it, and we did do some very silly things with it, and people really bought into that, and it was a real good icebreaker.
Yes.
Sometimes those kind of things you do want to kind of ease in, but no, it really paid off. I was a little bit nervous about it. Oliver was full on board, and I I trusted them, but I wish I'd trusted them more because it really went well.
Yeah.
Had loads of people come and saying thank you and really nice people, some nice words and a lot of people going, that was really funny and entertaining. It's like, well, that's what we're going for.
Yes,
we'll
exactly.
take it.
It's supposed to be, like it is a show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just like play something and then there you go, we're done.
And the potentially difficult thing with Oddball is that because of the type of band we are 3 people on stage, and there's a particular dynamic and the way we work. So we can't really dep out that band.
Yeah.
Which makes things a little bit complicated in terms of booking gigs and stuff, especially as we're not like a wedding party band, despite the fact our first gig was a party. I told you about that one, didn't I? Someone died. It was great.
What? No, you haven't. Sorry, you can't stop there.
No, okay, well, someone... Yeah, it was in Southend. I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but you can kind of guess what happened. Fighters.
Fires?
Fighter.
Oh.
Yeah, one punched some guy, like outside the club we were playing
One
in.
Punch Man was there.
It was One Punch Man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Or his evil equivalent, because the guy wasn't a nice guy.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, so... Yeah, we can't deck that kind of gig out, so we're going to try and push for more gigs, but we're going to kind of push them on Fridays, because less parties happen on Fridays. Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed that plays well, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I then went home, loaded the van, and shot straight off to the Forge Kitchen, which you've played before.
Yeah.
I think you were their first band, were you?
No, they had an acoustic guy on,
right?
Like a couple months before we played, but I think we were the first in a string of bands, if that makes sense.
We've been there. We were there with Chart Attack. We were their first full band to play,
awesome.
and we were all very unsure as to how the sound would go in a place like that.
Right.
Because it's a lot of hard walls,
a
lot of sort of very reflective surfaces,
steely,
and a drum may bounce around that place like no man's business.
Yeah.
And actually, it went really well. We're in the same part as you were, but we were. If you're looking at where you guys were,
right,
turn 90 degrees to the right, and we were in that little corner.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So there's a little bit more space because you guys were a bit cramped in that.
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, for a duo, it's fine.
Yeah, but for us, it probably would have not.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been
well.
good for you guys.
And it was such a good gig. With the whole time,
bet.
we were like, it's a restaurant. We don't know how well we'll go down.
Yeah,
but we pulled a really nice crowd of just really.
Good.
Just up front and friendly people.
Sweet.
Bronwyn from Underline the Sky was there. So
did she sing?
She didn't sing, but she
Wow.
danced. She very much danced, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she brought all of her mates along.
I think that's what you can call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan from Underline the Sky also popped along later on in the evening, and it was really good to see him because his job doesn't let him see so many gigs these days, so it was good that he managed to make it out as soon as he finished. And a lot of the classic Chart Attack lot were there.
Good.
We were
Chart Attackers.
The best thing was we were finished by 10, and we could then go out and actually enjoy Bank Holiday weekend a little bit more, which was nice.
Yeah. Can you do a gig one time just called Chart Defense? Like I don't know what you'll do, but like maybe where you just sort of end up like just before you play songs like, right, okay, I know you don't like this one, so just do all the pop covers that everybody hates and just have to defend the song before you start it.
Yeah, like just like the bad number ones.
Like Venga Boys.
Yeah.
Or Steps.
Just like look.
S Club.
It was in the charts. We have to do this with Chart Defense. Sorry.
It's a good song, okay?
Yeah.
Chill out, guys. Boom, 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 boom.
I can imagine that gig will be really entertaining for about 3 songs.
Yeah, exactly.
And the novelty will wear off very quickly.
Just play like Baby by Justin Bieber and I Am the One and Only.
I suggested
tune,
that the other day, and Elliot was like, definitely not. And I was like, oh, please.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. So that was really cool. That was cool. And it takes me to this morning. I can't talk again.
Don't do that.
I came here to the Blue Cross. They've got their all-day event on, and they wanted a PA system so they could call out the raffle. So I brought my system along.
That's your EV there. I saw it.
That is there, and that's pretty much why we're here in this room today.
That's good.
I don't know if you can hear the band playing in the background. I can't remember what they're called.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. There we go.
Brotherhood. They're two brothers. Just two brothers.
Just two brothers.
And Mexican Armada. But yeah, no, they're good. They're playing loads of 50s stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, this would really work well on my set. They're doing
Oh,
some
you-
Everly Brothers. and
Stealing
stuff.
some of our ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that wrong to steal like a song from a band that they're covering?
Good question.
Oh,
I don't know if they're known for that cover locally.
Yeah.
I think that's mean. Like, especially if they're doing like, I'm trying to think of who know. Like, I mean, I know East Ham Pirates have always wanted to do like a punk pirate version of "Got to Pick a Pocket or Two, Boy."
Yes.
And if they did that and then somebody else did it, then that would be wrong.
Yeah.
But if you know.
And I bet
you
you
do a
on
cover
hearing
of-
that, you were like, oh, I'd love to do that. Oh,
A rockabilly
probably
version
shouldn't.
of that. Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right, pirate version. But yeah, I think if it's just like a song that people love,
Yeah.
then I don't think nobody's got any ownership on that, have they?
No,
they
that's
do.
a good. Yeah.
I had actually had Jax from Jax & Co.
Yeah.
come and talk to me the other day, and he said, I do feel a bit guilty because a lot of people say that, after we started playing locally, people said, "Oh, have you heard of this Jason Lockabillys?" Because they do Johnny Cash as well. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't realise that they were a thing." And he was like, "So yeah, no, I do feel a bit guilty about doing that." I was just like, "Well, dude, we weren't mates before he started doing a thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
we're mates now."
Yeah.
But I was like, if we were like good mates and you come to like my gigs,
Yeah.
and then suddenly started a Johnny Cash tribute band, I'd be like, hey, dude,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is my thing.
I mean, to be
But-
fair, like Johnny Cash did it first.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
You're copying him.
Exactly, and I'm
Quite
copying
literally.
a bunch of other tribute acts, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I don't. I think if the crowd want it, and I don't know, and somebody else isn't really living off that,
Yeah.
then go for it.
Well, there we go. That goes my extended 4-day weekend.
Harley did stuff. We love you, buddy. Glad you didn't die on
Thank
the road
you.
somewhere
Yeah.
on your own.
I mean,
Da-da-da-da-da. Mix the two words up. Yeah.
this is going to be fun to edit.
Yay, that's what I'm for. So this is the point where we usually play some music, but as this is podcast only, it's probably best we don't. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear this podcast because it'll be taken down for copyright issues.
Yeah.
So, but in lieu of this, please do send us your songs.
Yeah, please do.
If you're a musician, you're a band, or you literally are a fan of someone and you think that we should hear their stuff.
I was actually sent a song to play on today's show, and I said, yeah, I'll play it. And I had to mention, actually, wait, it's bank holiday,
It'll be next
not on
week.
the radio, but we'll play it next week.
Yeah.
So we've got one new bit of music coming next week. I've already heard it, and it's very good.
Very nice.
give me
Yeah,
the
stuff like
details.
that. I mean, it's really good because we like to stick to like local-esque music.
Yeah.
Essex, Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, and of course Suffolk. Just so that we, because then you can definitely see them because they'll be about
Yeah.
quite a lot, and then you don't miss them. So yeah, if you've got anything in mind, please let us know. harleyandjoshshow@gmail.com.
There you go. I mean, we do have a lot of listeners across the pond as well. Which is
Exactly.
very interesting. So,
Yes.
if you've got something you just
Frogs.
want to share, then we'll see what we can do.
Fish,
Yeah.
ducks, multiple pond-dwelling creatures.
Oh, yes.
Newts.
Tadpoles, the younger ones. This is a family-friendly podcast, so
That's
tadpoles
the
are welcome.
funnest thing to say in a Suffolk accent.
Go on.
Newts.
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 I do love them.
Music
newts.
newts.
There's a newt on my boot.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna bore you people with the last 2 weeks, but in a briefing.
Yeah.
So the last week I couldn't make it because I went on an excursion to Cornwall. I was just knackered from a lot of teaching and a lot of gigging as it's the summer.
You know what's a good cure for like being knackered?
What's that?
An 8-hour drive.
I know, I thought that. I was like, what are you doing, man? But yeah, so it just been a really busy couple of weeks, and I was just like, there's only 3 days that during my summer sort of break, I say break, summer off school, where I wasn't gigging or teaching. I just had to take it off. So yeah, let me just quickly check over what date was it last weekend, because I've got to go back through all my crazy. So it was from the 16th. So let's check that out. What did I do then? So I was at a wedding in Thurston, which was quite amazing. It was a I think it was like just a field-based thing, but they made it look like a proper little area of a festival. There were loads of outdoor games, which as the band we really appreciated because we set up at like 1 p.m. and we weren't playing until 8 p.m.
Right.
So we had like 7 hours. So we went down to the pub. There was also Dusky Sunday were playing.
Oh, nice,
That
yeah.
was Sunday. That was very suffocating. So Fern and Sam, so it was nice to hang out with them. And we just sat there playing Jenga with them.
Oh,
A bit of Jenga, a bit of Pooh Head.
Yes.
card
Oh, yeah, I
game.
saw you post.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And a bit of large chess. They had oversized chess and oversized Jenga.
Oh, wow,
So we're having a great time. Just a bit of that in between shows does help to stop you from falling asleep, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Yes, we had that weekend. I'm trying to see what else I actually had. I thought I had more gigs than that over that weekend. I'm pretty certain we did, but they've gone from my calendar, so I can't tell you about them. But yeah, so we enjoyed that one. Thank you to Paul and Ella for that one. Really proper up for it, Irish family.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, I'm playing Bewitched then.
Nice.
Not in the Lockabillys, but yeah, you'd have to do that in Chart Attack if you were doing chart defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
girl sitting in the tree. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think we should just do a chart tag.
Yeah, just do it anyway.
It's absolutely,
They don't need
that's
to-
been on request for our DJ set for the last 3 or 4 gigs.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
we should chuck it in the set, I think.
Why not, man? So then that brings actually that was it because the day after that I had a solo gig at the Three Wise Monkeys where I played pretty much all originals. I did a couple covers and Dave Kershaw asked for The Legend of John Henry's Hammer, which is about a 7-minute song, which he always requests when Murray's around. It's like the rockabilly equivalent of Freebird. Because
it's an absolute tune. Actually, you played it on when we did the podcast as part of Unity Music.
Oh, yeah. I did.
And that was the first time I'd heard that.
That's the second time that's come around. That's good, that.
Hey.
It's a great tune. But yeah, nobody can follow me when we play it because there's so many tempo changes and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was really nice. So after I played that, I immediately drove off to Cornwall, which was super fun. Because, I just had to sort of get sleep. So I drove all the way down to Glastonbury. Not the festival, Harley.
Oh.
But yeah, I was just like, it's about 4 hours drive. Stopped at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Slept in the back of the van in the classy McDonald's car park.
Yeah.
You know, I've noticed that. So you've slept in the back of your van. Do you have problems with when you move, your alarm goes off?
So there's a button on my van.
Nice.
Where you can keep the alarm going, but disable the motion sensor.
Right. I need to
there
see if I can
probably
find
is one on yours.
You reckon?
You just find where it is.
Oh,
Mine
it was horrible.
Yes, I only discovered that recently though.
Oh, yeah, and that's happened to you a bunch of times. Yeah, because I'd sort of like get somewhere and and then everything locks. And you're like, well, I can't move now, and I'm really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
so I have to just keep unlocking it. The lights come on, and then anyway. So drove all the way down to Cornwall, went to Coverack, went down to Plymouth to see loads of family. It was just loads of family down there. Went to Penzance because there is loads of pirate stuff there.
Oh yes,
and we've got band JS and the Buccaneers, which is all piratey things. So I was just going around networking with pirates. Basically,
actual pirates.
Yeah, well, there's people there that actually have pirate festivals. So
they sell you knockoff DVDs.
You want DVD? They actually. There's a ship in the marina in Penzance, which is a pirate fancy dress shop, which they've dressed it up to look like a big old pirate galley. Was it Bag of Rags? It's called. So I went in there and they gave me this magazine of all these festivals that you can go to, actual pirate crews that you can join.
Yes.
Registered pirate crews with actually their own flags and stuff.
Are you going to try and hit some of those up for maybe get a chance to do some gigs and stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, but it's great. I mean, it's just called Pirate Plunder, I think, this magazine. And if you are piratically inclined,
I love that.
Then there's loads of LARPing, live action role playing, and cosplay stuff that they go onto, and like reenactments.
Yeah.
People actually going out and trying to take over ships and stuff. So we're going to try and get involved in that.
Oh wow.
There was a pub there called the Admiral Benbow, which is based. The Admiral Benbow is from Treasure Island, which is the the pub that like the main character worked at. So this
Yeah.
is the Robert Louis Stevenson novel from the 1800s, and they based it on that. It wasn't usually called that originally, but it's from the 1700s, and they just made it look like a pirate galley. It's amazing. It was the
mate.
best pub I've ever seen, I swear.
Yeah.
Because like you go in the back, they've actually you know how like the captain's cabin looks in like a very fancy ship. They made it like that with all the vines everywhere and these amazing beams and like a ship's wheel.
Yeah.
There's just stuff hanging from the ceiling, but they have regular pirate meetups, so I'm fascinated by that. So
That's
hopefully,
amazing.
It's only an 8-hour drive away, but we're going to have to head down there because that was so fun.
Yeah. Sweet, man.
So yeah, did that. Then headed on back. There's some great music over there in
Yeah.
Cornwall. Just every bar's just got folk going on, or people just bring their acoustics. And
Did
just
you have to do
jam
a
in there.
lot of driving? Because my experience with Cornwall is like one town to the next is always quite far away from each other. Or did you kind of settle on a place that was not too distant?
Yeah, I mean, I just sort of like I knew that I only had 2 places to hit. Really.
Right, okay.
So I was just like bang straight there along all the A roads that are super windy and stuck down ones in vans. Like when you're in a van, like especially when you're touring with a band, you have to just go down some weird roads, and I've done that with every single van I've ever had to drive. And like you're sitting there going, "Am I going to fit down here? I don't know. Let's just suck it and see, I suppose."
Hope someone's not coming the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there is.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm not reversing, mate.
Yeah,
Off you go.
that's when you become a true vanner.
You're a smart car. I'm a transit. You can back up, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got back Thursday morning because I had a gig Thursday afternoon
Right.
in Norwich.
Right, okay.
So I drove overnight on the Wednesday. Which was quite a hassle because it was basically in the middle of town. So it was Head Out Not Home Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. We've done that 3 times
Yes,
now.
you have, yeah.
And it was on Gentleman's Walk, which is right where the Norwich Market is.
Okay.
In the centre. And they just put up like a gazebo, a gazebo, and a really nice HK PA system,
Yeah.
actually. Little Yamaha, I think it was what they called MDX 24s or something like
Yes.
this, desk. And the guy, Ian, who did the sound was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just playing to anybody that was coming past. We sold a bunch of merch. There was a load of people there.
Yeah.
A lot of homeless people there as well. Homeless. Which we were kind of like, you're a bit wary of at first because, everybody's a little bit prejudiced there. But, you sit there and think, most of the time you've been to a pub, how often have you seen a homeless person allowed in?
Yeah.
Or chucked out? So they just don't get to see live music.
Yeah.
So they were like proper rowdy, and like the carbon cider was flowing.
Yeah, yeah.
There were a lot of tops off and barely any underpants.
Great.
And some strange smoke smells. But I was in there thinking, right, at point I started off feeling a bit threatened. Because they're right up, in your face, and they're just like, "Ah!" And you're just like, but remember that these guys don't get to see live music, and they weren't being aggressive, they weren't being violent, they weren't starting fights.
Once you kind of get a few songs in, you kind of get an idea of who they are and what their limits are.
Exactly. In the end, it's just like the same as any pub crowd, volatile. But like they were having a great time, and they were very complimentary and stuff.
Sweet.
They kept storming the stage to shake our hands mid gig, which is like okay. But yeah, so thanks, guys. Thanks to Head Out Not Home. If you are a Norwich-based band or a Suffolk-based band or East Anglia, or they have people from Covent Garden, street performers, anything, get in contact with Norca. They are a Norwich and Norwich Evenings, or is it Norfolk Evenings? I think it's Norwich Evenings, where they put that on, and it's just a really they pay,
nice,
and it's a good publicity.
Sweet.
So that was a Thursday. What's that?
I'm gonna sneeze.
Go on, do it. Ooh, is it a weird one? Oh.
Just the one.
That was good.
Just the one.
That sounded like you just expelled white noise.
Yeah.
So then we had on the Friday, we played with Tallulah and the Good Times Republic.
Yes.
It was our fledgling show.
Full band.
At Maui Wowie, yes.
Of course,
so it was Murray Collins, Rich Webb, myself, Felipe, who is a gypsy jazz guitarist from London that Tallulah knows, or Sophie knows, Jade May Jean,
Yeah.
and Hannah Hinchliffe. And it was.
I really wish I could have seen that because
There's videos of it.
Yourself? Oh, there is. Great, because yourself and Murray have been talking about it. I'm like, this sounds like such an amazing show.
It's a great little band. So yeah, that was on the Maui Wowie Festival on the Friday night at 9 o'clock. Everybody was well up for it because there's a lot of like drum and bass and dub in there.
Perfect.
So people were well up for
Perfect party
it.
music.
Yeah, and you know, considering we'd had like a bunch of rehearsals, and you know, we'd really worked on it. That musically, I think it sounded really, really good. You know, we were all dressed up to the nines, and we put on a good show. You know, we were making it nice and wild and crazy. I think the only thing it lacked was the space between songs.
Right.
There were points when we weren't talking because, you know, tracks had to be selected, the backing tracks had to be working with the click and things, so it just felt a bit awkward. But that's just to be expected with teething problems for a band.
You learn how to fill those gaps through time.
Absolutely. So that was really good. But the problem is, on that Thursday, I don't know what happened, but I caught a sickness bug.
Oh, no.
From the Norwich show. And I'd been throwing up frontwards and backwards for like the full day. Hadn't slept, and then had to go and do this 9 o'clock show at Really Good Times. And I was just like, just hold it together. I felt rough, but I was like, right on stage, I was like, give it all the energy.
Yeah.
And it was quite cathartic, actually. You know, sort of felt like I got it out. It's only because I pooed myself loads of the times on stage.
Yeah,
I didn't, I promise. But yeah, like, if you watch the video back, you'll see me when I poo myself.
Shaking out your legs.
People get that's gonna make people watch the videos, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Let's see the point where he poos himself. It doesn't. I don't. I promise.
This is like clickbait, but
it's exactly
audio.
Poop bait. Sorry. But yeah, then. But the thing is, I was like, I can't be ill now. I've got 5 more gigs to do.
Yeah.
So I did the Tallulah Good Times show. Then the next day we had 2 shows. I was still feeling pretty ill. It was at Cornhill, so right outside the town centre.
Yes.
For Music Made in Suffolk to support the all the amount of people coming. It's 160,000 people have visited Ipswich this weekend alone to visit Ed Sheeran.
I didn't realise you were playing on that because we talked about the Music Made in Suffolk stage, but they didn't have a lot of information on the event as to who was playing, which is a shame.
We were on at 12.
Nice.
And yeah, really, really great lineup for that. They had Ashton Jones, Jade May-Jean. Just some fantastic musicians playing on that stage. And they're thinking about doing it as a regular thing.
That's amazing.
Hopefully do it as an annual thing, actually. So
That'd
the
be
last
great.
bank holiday of the week of August.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, if you want that to happen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening in, write to the council, tell them you think it's a great idea, because I thought it was wonderful. Loads of different types of people, all gathering in the town centre from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
And just really giving it a go, you know?
It was surprising how busy Ipswich was. Like me, Wednesday and Thursday, just driving around Ipswich. I didn't go into town centre at all, but just driving around, and it was just like so busy.
Super rammed.
Just people just coming, like I say, coming from everywhere. Angel did some interviews with some people and asking where they'd come from throughout the day at the Ed Sheeran gigs over the weekend. And people have come from a long way.
Absolutely.
Just for a chance to see.
Yeah, and then you get, you know, artists like Piers James playing,
Yes.
you had Caswell, Bessie Turner. I mean, I'm going to claim a little something here. Some of the music that Piers James plays, I was the session guitarist on it.
That's great.
So technically, I was playing guitar when on the Ed Sheeran shows. So
there we go.
I'm counting that. That was Saturday daytime. After that, we packed down and went straight up to Colchester, or was it down to Colchester, to the Colchester Golf Club for a private party for Kiri and Alex. We played their wedding, and then there was a joint birthday party. So that was a sort of year anniversary of their wedding, and it was a birthday. So yeah, that was really nice to be involved. And now they're pregnant as well. So I was like, I feel slightly involved, not in the conception, but like
were you there, or?
The fact of no, I wasn't like, well done. But yeah, just to be, they make us feel like part of the family. They're a really lovely
That's
group.
great.
So,
Nice.
That's quite a lovely thing when you're a wedding band.
And at this point, how were you feeling? Were you?
I was still pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I was like, put on a brave face.
Nice.
I still had to drive, still had to load the gear, and I was just like,
lifting mustn't have been fun. If
absolutely not. And I've done my back in from doing that as well, which is great. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things when you're self-employed, you don't get sick pay.
You don't.
And when it just happens randomly in the middle of, you know, a crazy busy weekend, you can't I don't know. I'm not going to be cancelling somebody's birthday party. I'm not cancelling these festivals that I've worked so hard to get us on.
To get them, no.
So
I'd like to say when it rains, it pours, but that might be a little bit of a weird reference considering how you're feeling.
Exactly. So blah. Then so the Saturday night we played at the Colchester Golf Club. That was really fun. I mean, there weren't a dancey crowd. They mostly sat down. But again, it was one of those things where
does I think your music quite hands itself to both sides of that.
It can do.
Some
Yeah, people
bands-
say, "Well, I remember this song," That
Yeah.
kind of thing. But they were constantly apologising. Oh, I'm sorry, not many people were dancing. It's just like, hey, one, we got paid. So we're not paid in dancing, don't worry. And two, nobody was being rude. Nobody was sitting there going like, oh, this music's horrible, I'm sitting down in protest.
And I can
could tell people were
did
enjoying
people still come
themselves.
up to you afterwards and say good show?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you know they're enjoying themselves, that's the main thing. Like I say, your job is to let people enjoy themselves as much as they can. And if sitting down and listening to a great band is enjoyable and dancing is not for them on that particular occasion, then
Exactly.
doesn't matter. They're having fun.
And it does make me worry a bit because I mean, there's some musicians are so you need to be so softly around them. It's just like they constantly need applause and people to be grateful. Otherwise, they get really annoyed. It's just like, dude, you've been paid. Like any other job. If you were a plumber walking out, I always use a plumber as a reference for some reason. But like, if you're a plumber walking out of someone's house and they didn't clap you, and you were suddenly just like, oh, never working for you again, then what's your problem?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like musicians, don't be so precious.
I noticed a thing that recently Elliot from Chart Attack he's really honed a skill and is really good at because he's got that real cheeky boy attitude that a couple of songs
He's
in
a
and
cheeky
he'll
boy.
go, come on guys, don't be boring, you can come up and dance, and if they follow in, he's like, yeah, that's more like it. And if they don't, he doesn't dwell on it, and he doesn't berate. He's really but then he makes a bit of he goes, by all means, you sit down and have fun, but as long as you bring me cake at the break, that's fine.
Cake at the break
And stuff like that. And he's really cool. And he's really coming into his own as a front man. And
that's good.
It's great that he's got that personality, and every front man has a personality.
Absolutely, man. You need that.
And the best thing is, it's one that people like.
Exactly.
You know?
If it was not a douche. So then on the Sunday, we were up straight again to Maui Wowie Festival. So with the Lockabillies this time. So we did the Tallulah Good Times on the Friday and then the Lockabillies on the Sunday. I thought we were playing at 4. All the stuff that I had beforehand said we were playing at 4. So we got there at 2:30.
Oh, right.
2:30. Because we were just like, it gives us enough time to sort of get there, set up, look around a bit, and then get on. They were like, yeah, cool, you're the next band on. Like, sorry, what? Then we were on at 3. They changed our time without telling me. So we had to go straight on. So I had to do a lot of Facebook
Did you
posting.
do? I did see the post saying that you changed the time, and we put.
But luckily, we still had a massive crowd.
Good.
I thought it was going to be absolutely dead, to be honest. Like, it's a Sunday. I would have thought everybody would have been really hungover from the weekend,
especially
so far.
with the heat that it was.
Really hot. There were, Lee Scratch Perry's playing later on, so I was expecting loads of people like, I'll wait until that. I'll just stay for the headliners and head off. But no, we had a massive crowd.
Great,
really good sound on stage. So we had all 4 of us, and they were really up for it, crowd as well. So was getting right involved with them, was going out into the crowd, getting talking to people through the microphone, and it didn't take much to get them involved. So
amazing,
nice one, Maui Wowie. That we sold some of I think the most amount of merch that we've ever sold at a festival. Actually,
great.
That's
one. Good.
So that they really came through for us. So thank you, Maui Wowie.
Have you got many of your Glastonbury t-shirts left?
No, we sold the last 2.
Sold your last
sold
two.
the last 2, so we're going to get some new ones in just because there are actually people that have ordered them on the website.
Oh, okay, cool.
And because the only last 2 we had were double XL.
Right.
So we so nobody was ordering them online, but all the ones that people had ordered online, they'd been sold by the time. So
that's
I'm now
amazing.
An online shop.
It's good that it's like you always take a gamble when it comes to merch and stuff. Not people realise this. You tend to have to buy a large amount to get a good unit price.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at upwards to £300.
Yeah,
if you want to buy any t-shirts.
That's it. And it's great that it's coming back.
It's
and making
shifted. I mean, it takes a little while, but it shifts,
yeah, it does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I believe that's everything I did up until.
Awesome. So
that's not a good jingle. That's everything I did. Up to
That's
thanks.
That is the new jingle, just so you know. After Maui Wowie, did you stick around there for a little bit, or?
Yes, got to see a couple bands. Oh, I've forgotten what they were called though. I actually searched them out earlier. There was a band called the Phantom Cowboys from Norwich, which are like sort of rockabilly-esque, and they were quite fun to. Well, they were fun to listen to. Their performance was lacking. They were good musicians and they had good songs, but they just looked well bored. But I mean,
Again,
I would like to
could
gig
be a
with them.
victim of the heat.
Yeah, it's true. I would like to gig with them though. I'm just trying to see if I can find out what the band was that played after us on Maui Wowie, because they were like a gypsy, Balearic kind of thing going on. So a lot of like 7/4, 7/8. 9/8 kind of time signatures.
Right, awesome.
Really tight jazz players as well.
Sick.
But it's all like with like accordions and violins, and really, really, really cool. So yeah, I would definitely.
It's a great festival for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's diversity.
Yes, were you there last year? Did you play last year?
No. This is the first time I've been to Maui Wowie, and I was well impressed actually.
I went for the afternoon because I had some students playing there last year.
Oh yes, of course.
Or our students, let's say.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I was like, I wish I could stay. I wish I could stay for the whole weekend because it's amazing.
Yeah. There's so many stages. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a massive fan of Maui Wowie now. I want to go back.
Yeah. Great.
I'll try and find out what that band was called, because I was trying to share one of their videos earlier.
We should do a live show now next year.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. But yeah, so that was a thing. This is again where we usually play some music.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm going to say to send us some music.
Please
if you
do.
have some music.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't asked you to like and subscribe yet.
No.
Please do.
It's worth mentioning that last week's episode didn't go up onto our YouTube for some reason, and we still want to work out how to get that. So if you're listening on YouTube, thank you for listening in the first place.
Absolutely.
But like I say, the best way is to find us on podcatchers on iTunes. We're on Google Podcast.
Absolutely.
Apple Music, as we probably should be pushing now.
Yes.
I'm working on getting us on Spotify as well. I don't know if I told you that.
You did say,
because
yes.
Spotify is really like doubling down on podcasts at the moment. Anybody who wants to is listening on YouTube or whatever and wants to be able to turn your phone off, like lock your phone screen whilst listening.
Yes.
There's a chance that we may be on Spotify very soon.
That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? So yeah, there was Harley. Let's talk about music news.
Music news.
So what we wanted to talk about this week was 99% of Americans don't care about the headphone jack survey finds.
Bit rude.
I know, right? Poor old Jack. He just wants to wear his headphones.
Yeah.
People are like, "Hey, I don't care about you, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, my music's gone."
So
What?
You do your bit. I'll chime in.
Go on, chimey. But I mean, this is talk about Americans. It's an American study, but I think this is probably a global thing.
I think it does speak for the masses.
I
generally.
think so as well.
There's a lot of people who. I think it's one of those things. A lot of people moaning about it, but the people. I think it'll be the loudest voice is not always the most
the consensus.
numerous.
So yeah, a survey of over 3,000 smartphone owners found most Americans don't care about the headphone jack. Ting, a mobile virtual network operator, MNVO, conducted the survey. Only 1% of those who responded said the headphone jack is a top 3 feature for them. The question was asked to over 3,640 respondents. The survey asked participants to rank the 3 most important features they consider when choosing a new phone. What's that for you then, Harley?
What are my top 3 features?
Top 3.
For me,
yeah.
And this is I think the reason why we might find this surprising. For me, headphone jack's very important.
True.
I got this phone over the other phone that I was looking at.
Right, because of that.
Because they went, it's pretty much the same phone, but it's got a headphone jack.
Right.
But I'm a musician that does gigs, and we plug our phone into a mixing desk to do a live show.
Mm-hmm.
So having a headphone jack's really useful
Super
for us
important.
musicians to be able to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's a part-time DJ, full-time musician.
Absolutely.
Who needs that feature.
Mm-hmm.
And I have recently bought some Bluetooth headphones about a month ago, and absolutely love them.
Oh, good.
They're really good, really well made, and like you don't get any
What
of the
are they?
problems. The Pamu Slide.
Pamu Slide.
A lot of probably they've got a massive advertising campaign and it's working because I bought them.
You bought them, yeah.
And they got loads of good reviews. So I went, yeah. I'll
So
give
this
them a
is
try.
Harley's gear corner.
That's my gear corner. I guess it is my gear corner. Now, what I found, I was like, I love having music in headphones, but especially when I'm like loading the van, I'm often doing that on my own and just have some music going on or listening to a podcast. It's usually podcasts. But the amount of times I caught my headphones on an amp as I picked it up.
Oh God, yeah, just yanks them out of your ears.
Or when I was at the gym and
Just get rage.
and the headphone bit breaks because it's always like constantly being bent against
at a
your
right angle
pocket.
sort of thing.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I want headphones, I get it, and I've got wired headphones that I do still have and use, but I just thought, let's give this a try. I'll go back if I don't like it.
So your top three is headphone jack.
Is a thing, although less of a thing
What's
than
the
it used to
other
be.
two?
My next phone, I'm going to try and get a phone that has a fingerprint on the back rather than a thumbprint on the front.
Right.
Because I don't like the thumbprint on the back, thumbprint on the front. I'd much prefer having the fingerprint on it, which is great. A good camera is really good, although that's one of those things that is completely a gimmick with a phone. I
Right.
think you don't need a phone with a decent camera, but again, we do lots of social media posts like that when you're at a gig with low light and you get a good camera that can make your gig look great. We put a picture on Instagram of us at the Forge and it looked really good just because the lighting was really
Absolutely.
cool. And you can really... That's useful for me as a musician.
Absolutely. I would say my top three
Yeah.
would be headphone jack, good camera, and storage space.
that's
Loads of
the
storage.
thing.
My last phone only had like 16 gig, and now I've got like 32 or something like
Yeah.
that, and I'm immediately noticing the difference. But yeah, but we're musicians, and also the thing is, because I mean, like I've got an adapter so that I can put a headphone jack into that, so I can still use it as a device for playing music.
ways
However,
around.
that means you can't charge it at the same time.
Of course.
So
And
you
that's
have
quite
to-
important on an iPhone.
Swings and roundabouts, yeah. Exactly. So, anyway, only 1% of respondents picked headphone jack as one of the three most important factors. So, what did smartphone buyers rate as the most important factor when choosing a new phone? Unsurprisingly, 35% of respondents said the price was the main factor. And 30% of respondents picked operating system as an important factor.
Yeah.
The third most picked option was specs at just 14% of the votes.
Yeah.
So I guess, just sort of like RAM, etc.
That's it. I mean,
Go on.
operating system is quite an important thing because there's a lot of people who are pro or against iPhone or Android and stuff like that. I'm pro Android for no reason other than that's what I've always had, and I don't know
A bit
how
more
to
customizable as well, I find.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think
I'm on Apple, and I've just because I'm so used to it now.
Yeah.
But I know that Android phones are really good for customizing how you have the layout, etc.
Exactly. And just to be able to use it quickly without having to think about it is mostly based on if you press that button, you know what that button's going to do and stuff like that. So yeah, that's interesting. And
because so I've kept my last two iPhones. I had an iPhone 5 and an iPhone 6S, and I use them both now as like music players.
Yes, that's
so
really good.
I just load them up with music, and so I don't have that problem with charging my phone during it. I can just literally just use one if I don't have my laptop with me or something like this. Because I use my laptop for DJing. But if somebody hasn't paid for that, but they still want a little bit of background music, I'm like, it's no skin off my teeth. Just plug in my.
We always do a
iPod.
a Spotify playlist as included with our gigs, just for that reason. So people, they pick their own songs, and we add more songs accordingly to kind of bulk out a set if they've only given an hour's play and they want a couple of hours.
But yeah, what do you guys think? Write us in.
Yeah,
let us
please
know.
do.
Do you actually care about the headphone jack missing? I mean, it was an outrage for me when I first heard about it. I was like, what's the point? I guess it takes up less space so that you can fit more gubbins inside in terms of memory, RAM or whatever.
And it means they can sell you their really expensive headphones.
Absolutely. It's a conspiracy, man.
Yeah.
So let's get on to the
Thing about
the morning.
that was definitely
jingle.
That was definitely eligible.
Wordable. Thing I thought about this morning. So Harley, how responsible do you think musicians should be for censoring their music?
That's a very interesting question because there's two ways of looking at it. That the musician should be censoring what they're singing, what they're not always the words they're using, but the subject matter,
Right.
to not expose younger ears to stuff that they may not be mature enough to sort of deal with properly, I guess,
Right.
or just so they don't learn bad words. But should that? I think potentially that responsibility should be with the later down the line with stuff like radios having airplay of no swear words up until a certain time or whatever. I think that's fairly. I think that's a fairly accepted thing. And for and streaming services to be able to do the same and stuff like that.
I think it's a difficult thing because just the word censorship, so much taboo comes with it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's literally censoring someone and stopping them from actually bringing their true opinions to light because they're worried.
Man.
I mean, I in a sense censor my lyrics because I'm sitting there going, what I really want to say is FS and everything, and C words. Not all the time, but I mean, I'm sitting there going, but I don't really want to limit my audience size.
That's it. You're making essentially a business decision over a creative decision, but at very little cost. Is it like for certain artists, like I think a lot of your music doesn't sound like, what? It would be much better if you just said, fudge.
Fudging heck.
Yes.
But I see what you mean. I think it's the difficulty because it's this point, where do you draw the line in terms of what you're censoring? Because, I mean, a lot of radio shows, I hear them saying bloody and bitch, I think even.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is supposedly fine.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on context, I suppose. And I'm sitting there going, right, okay, so, but who says that's okay? Because, I mean, a lot of this stuff comes from the parental advisory explicit lyrics or explicit context, content stickers that you see on CDs. Because a lot of the time, up until that point, there was no warning as to whether people were swearing in popular music. And that mostly derives from heavy metal.
Right, yeah.
It's all like Judas Priest and Slayer and stuff, and so everybody sitting there thinking, oh, we got to save our kids from these Satanists, and it's all sort of middle American mothers, that kind of campaigned for this. There's a really interesting video of this on Vox, YouTube channel,
right?
And I've got to see what I find. What it's called. I've got it down here. It's how heavy metal and Satan gave us the sticker. So it's in the parental advisory sticker.
Right.
And it's a very interesting little documentary. It's about 20 minutes long. Just saying about how, people used to turn the records going backwards to hear, hail Satan, my sweet Satan.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was one kid killed himself and his parents knew he listened to Judas Priest. Apparently listening back to it just says, do it, do it, do it, or something like that. So they thought Judas Priest killed their son. So, they get kind of punished in lawsuits.
Right, yeah.
But see, that again, then it brings into censoring after the fact, like you say. So you've written something, so you reckon it should be the responsibility of the record label, the radio stations, and the distributors to censor it.
Yeah, I think for those people who don't want to be, what's the word? They don't want to not hear the swears. They're
not bothered.
There's an album I listened to. It's really one of my favourite ones, Kendrick Lamar album, and
when
I'm driving, I'll voice thing and go, "Hey Google, play this," and I'll play it, and it automatically comes up. Oh, it's listening to me now. Shh. Automatically comes up with the censored version.
Really?
And with a rapper with that kind of flow, when you take out singular words, it ruins the entire thing. So it's like,
Absolutely.
well, that art is then is
tampered with.
Yeah, and at a higher cost than other songs that can do without those words.
Right. Yeah.
The content is never going to be safe for young ears. Really, that kind of music. So really, should that be censored at all? Because you're still reading between the lines and something, earn a buck, and something, what the truck. You know what I'm trying to say.
What's that truck over there?
Not saying it, does it really censor it?
Yeah, that's true. It's like people sitting there saying, on news channels and stuff, they said, this person said the N word, this person said the F word. It's like, Just you say it. You're making me say it in my head, so you're
Yeah.
making me the bad person. Then.
That's it. That's it.
You make me say the N word. I don't want to. I don't want to be the person that says that kind of horrible word.
No.
So, but I mean, then it gets into too much free speech territory, isn't it? It's like you should be able to say whatever you want to say, but never hamper anybody from being able to give you a rebuttal and tell you just how wrong and disgusting what you've just said is.
Yeah.
Go on.
Who was it I was talking with last night? It was someone who was saying about Ed Sheeran, and as you say, he had a massive audience. And they said he could have said something. He could have really made a point and talk about the Amazon, and saying, just to make you all aware that the Amazon's on fire and that's a real big deal. And,
it's terrifying.
And he didn't. And I was like, yeah. But at the same time, he's not one that's known for his... I know it's not a political thing, but he's not known for his political opinions.
Not topical, yeah.
And I think that's a conscious decision, because although he might...
Topical rainforest.
And they were saying, well, surely someone of that note should use their influence to be able to go, do your bit for, climate change or whatever. But if you've got the freedom to say that, you've got just as much right in going and saying...
F this.
Yeah, left-handed people are lower class citizens. There's nothing.
Wow, man!
If you want,
you said that. I'm going to take that as a as a soundbite.
Cut it out.
Yeah, it's like no context.
But to say that it may, to say something that we may agree with, he's got just as much right saying something that we may disagree with.
Absolutely.
So if you've got the freedom to say something good, you should have the freedom to say something bad.
The crazy thing is that used to be a right-wing thing. It was like, you can't say that. You must live in the specific society that we have built.
Yeah.
And you must watch what you say all the time. But then when those people on the writer side of the spectrum started sitting there making it a bit more anti-Semitic, or we're going for white supremacy, then the lefties come in and sit there and say, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And then it's the right, and it's this sort of the alt-right that's in there going, oh, you're hampering free speech.
That's it.
So
that's it. I
it
guess
swaps.
The overall narrative is you're allowed to say what you like as long as we like it.
Yeah, it's like the Earth's poles. They're slowly swapping as it goes.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting thing. Is have we done I think we did do a thing. I thought this morning, or whether politics and music should mix.
Right,
not.
yes.
I
that was in a past episode, and you guys should listen into it.
Yeah, go back. I don't know which episode, so listen to them all. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Be like the guy from Spain that downloaded 50 of them.
Yeah, thanks, Spanish guy.
Cheers, buddy.
Hope you're
Muchas
listening.
gracias. But yeah, so I think it's a really important thing to put across exactly what you want to say in a song.
Yeah.
Other people can censor it, but you could just don't be surprised when not everybody likes your stuff.
Yeah. And just because someone doesn't like it doesn't mean that you're wrong to say that.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have an opinion, and don't necessarily let people not agreeing with it mean that your opinion is not valid. It's unless you're, hating on left-handed people, as much as I do when I'm hanging around with Rainer anyway.
Harley.
Yeah.
I beep you.
Oh, thanks, man.
You don't know what I said there.
No, I didn't.
Some people might just find the word love repulsive. Anyway, sorry if I just triggered you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Right, let's get on to the gig list. Tremolo. So, Harley, have you got your list there that I've sent you?
I do.
He does. So, this weekend... Oh, is there any specific gigs that you're doing this weekend that you want to shout out? But
I was supposed to have a gig on Saturday with Chart Attack. I can't do it, so we're in the process of trying to find a bass player, but I think we're sorted for that. But Chart Attack are playing the Felixstowe Labour Club on Saturday night.
Cool.
I will be playing with Hoppy and the Hopefuls on the Sunday, 4 till 6, at
Nice.
the Dove. And then
cool.
we'll be running across town to the Shamrock and playing with Class Act.
Oh, awesome.
I think 8 onwards.
Yes, I was actually going to be promoting that, so we'll do that twice.
Yay!
I myself, on the Friday, I'm playing with Impilo.
Nice.
At Unity in Music. And the funny thing is that both Rainer and Gav can't make it, so that's the drummer and the guitarist.
Wow.
So basically it's going to be Rich, Webb, myself on guitar,
And
and Murray playing bass. So it's the Impealabillies.
Impealabillies.
So yeah, that's going to be really fun. That's at Unity Festival in Burton.
Okay.
So not Burton, Burston, which is up in Norfolk.
Great.
Some of the same people as Maui Wowie run that one. So
okay,
it's going to be a really
awesome.
big festival, I think. I'm also playing a private party on the Saturday in Sheringham Golf Club, so that should be quite fun.
Is it a birthday party wedding?
I think
Just give
it's
people
an
clues as to how they can crash it.
anniversary. I should remember this off the top of my head of somebody being. No, I can't remember. It's an anniversary.
Cool. So if you know anyone who's having an anniversary weekend, try and get an invite if you want to go see Josh play.
Exactly, or just hide in the back of my van.
Yeah.
Just tell me, please, first. And then on the Sunday, I'm playing at the Multicultural Fest.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
In Ipswich on the Alexandra Park.
Yeah.
So right next to where the college is. I'm going to be starting at 12. It's basically a big celebration of lots of different cultures, different musics, and different food from across the world that have found themselves in Ipswich and just help to better our community, I think.
Nice.
Of course, they've got the whitest band they could find to open it up. I mean, right, look at them. I was just, that's what I've been saying. I'm just like, we're just like the token white guys for this event. Because everything after us is stuff that you haven't seen or heard before.
Great.
Really
That's
amazing
good. That's what you
Chinese
wanna see.
dancers, an Indian mailer. It's going to be really wonderful just to sort of see all these people to coming together. So that's my busy old weekend. Do you want to read out the first gig that I've got on the list?
So we do have. Yeah, you asked me to do that because that's really hard to say. Science-y. Is it Science-y?
I think it's just science.
Science was here tour with the Middle Floor and Rise Shabby. That is at the Rep. Is that the right one?
I believe so.
Yeah. There we go. Starting 9 o'clock,
That's
going
Friday.
to the early hours Friday night. Yeah.
So if you like your hip hop, your local hip hop specifically, you'll like that. And it's all different stuff. It's not something just like some guy that just got a boom bap, backing sample, and just rapped over top of it. It's people that have really honed their trade.
Nice.
So August 30th, which is the Friday, is the start of Unity Festival, which I was just talking about. It's at Wolsey Bridge Fields in near Diss in Norfolk.
Should we take it in turns and name the artists that are playing?
Yes, Friday the 30th of August, we've got Captain Flatcap.
My Bad Sister.
For the Hornets.
Forest of Fools.
Impilo.
Helena Deans.
Pretty Ace.
Tangles.
Bridget Holmes.
That's it.
So then we could have made all those up.
Yeah.
Saturday the 31st of August, we have
Electric Jalaba.
Black Cat Bone.
The Mighty Flux.
Thy Last Drop. They're amazing.
Galley.
They are also
Gali?
amazing.
Galley.
Galley. I think they're amazing. Gawley, I think. Gabriella Eva.
Total Hip Replacement.
Headspace.
Easy Dread.
Nebulous Sun. Love that band.
Gaffer Tape Sandy. Love that band.
Diamond Dive.
Love it.
And
Caswell.
Yeah. Love Caswell.
International star.
She is an international star. She's playing tonight.
The very near future. Yes, she is. Yeah.
She's playing tonight. We're supporting Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
So August 30, they got Prima Donna Festival, which is in Petto in Suffolk.
Yes.
Just kind of near
Petta.
Stonham. Petta, sorry.
Yeah.
I used to do.
Yeah, we did a gig there, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did a festival.
That's the same thing.
Is it the same
Petta
event?
Fiesta, same people that are
Wonderful.
running it.
That's
So
amazing.
like lots of different types of art going on there. So check that one out. And that's also got a focus on women in different parts of the industries.
Amazing.
It's trying to focus on a lot more female-based lineup, and also having sort of talks with female professionals to sort of encourage other people to how they deal with it. Right. Okay. So then we got 31st of August, which is what's that? The Sunday? No, it's Saturday. Sorry, Saturday. That is.
Well, sorry, I've lost where we are.
3 p.m. on the 31st of August at the Premier Pool Club in Ipswich. We have
Premier Club. Okay, so we have Tableau Mort.
Oh no! But what's it called, Harley?
I don't know.
Dead Soul Festival.
Right, that's not on it. I didn't see that. No, it is. It's in brackets. I'm a bad person.
No, you're not a bad person. So that's Darren Smith putting that one on.
Yeah.
So do you want? Yeah, let's do this. The Metal Festival band names edition of the Harley and Josh show.
Cool.
What we got?
It's gonna be hard to say. Tableau Mort.
Elimination. They're back.
Ilem Darkle. Darkle.
Triangle Face.
Devoted Defiance.
I've given you all the hard ones to say.
Yeah, you have.
Descend.
Killer Corp.
Nice. And Pestilent Morning.
That's really clever name.
That's a great name.
Pestle and Morning.
Not Pestle and Mortar.
That's what it must be. It must be a play on words in that regard.
You reckon? All right,
I think it has to be. I love it.
So yeah, then we've got after that the Woodbridge Festival of Art and Music. That's Saturday, the 31st of August.
I just laughed it.
So nice. So that is going to start off at 12 o'clock with. I'm not sure if it's starting with him, but no, it won't be starting with him. This is the headliners: Justin Robertson,
Bessie Turner,
Cy Begg,
Dudley Benson,
Ben Osborne,
Richard Hoff,
Peter Hepworth,
Exterior.
Focus on Scotland as well.
Oh yeah,
interesting. Go on.
Oh, so yeah, so a lot of Edinburgh bands, Scottish bands. There we go. So you got Exterior,
North Atlas,
Planet Voices.
Oh, they're from Woodbridge. So that's the Planet
Woodbridge.
Music guys, and Ben Goebel will probably have been training those guys.
Wonderful, great.
Bobby Glow,
DJ Hustle,
nice, and Auntie L.
Smooth Groove.
Nice. And plus Howard Monk and the Local presents renowned festival show Folk Idol at the Red Lion from 8:15 p.m. Nice. Cool. Then we've got the one big multicultural festival, including the Lockabillys, and that's Sunday the 1st of September at 12 o'clock. And Harley, how are we going to finish off the weekend?
I don't know.
It's right down there at the bottom.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got Class Act. 8 o'clock. Wait.
6 o'clock, it says
It is
here.
actually going to be 8 o'clock, I think. We thought it was 6 o'clock, but I got informed this morning that it's actually 8 o'clock. So
at the Shamrock in Ipswich. That's Rob Lewis, Bronwyn Cooper, Raina Van Dell.
We've got Tom McCarthy.
Tom McCarthy's playing guitar.
Yep.
And there it is. Get off the bingo card. And Harley Cotton on the bass.
Yes, so I am.
Amazing.
It's going to be good.
So yeah, it's been wonderful to talk to you, Harley.
It's been good. Thank you. Thank you for the Blue Cross for giving us a room.
Thank you, Blue Cross.
To record this.
Thank you for giving us a bed for us to share.
Yeah, we've been literally lying on the bed as we do this. It's been quite comfy, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Quite nice. But if for all your dog adoption needs, these
also
guys,
training as well. If you do have problems with training your new puppy or whatever,
they can really help.
They do actually have some really great people they have here. They've also got advice on how to look after your pets.
Yeah, and if you do come by, tell them we sent you. I mean, you won't get anything special. It's not. No. They're not sponsoring us, but just tell them we sent you just
so they can start bitching about us.
Yeah. Oh, those guys. Oh, they left
such a mess on the bed.
Yeah. I think we have to leave it there.
Okay. Please like, subscribe, and share, and
tell people about us.
Please.
Not enough people know, especially in Spain. There's only got one person. We want to be international podcasters by the end of this week. Make it happen.
Adios.
What's another goodbye? Ciao.
God's sake.
Bye.